Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back. So we're going to get started with the lighting again today. I noticed, I think there was maybe there were one or two comments talking about the length of the concrete. We can extend that. We can extend that out from the base. Matter of fact, I think this end, we'd have to count it. It extends further out that way than this end does. Or maybe it's the other way around. Maybe it's the other way around. I realized at one point when we were building this thing that one way was out further than the other. Let's just count it out real quick and then we'll know. But I guess I'll probably just extend the back end out a little bit, especially now considering that I will not go all the way around the base with this lighting setup. Someone even suggested to just put it all the way around but no lights in it. It doesn't really make much sense. What we'll do is we'll cap off the end with plates when we stop it. And I think that'll be fine. I think it'll be good. We're not going to need light in dead areas anyway. 10. So we went 10 out from the base. But, you know, the whole base, it doesn't really, there's nothing symmetrical. There's nothing that's going to, I got to fix that too. Oh, we can do it right now. But what I was going to say is there's nothing that's going to set in stone for the width or length of the platform the base sits on. All right, let's just put regular concrete blocks in there and see if this will dry. It doesn't really matter. Either way, there really never will be any zombies over in that area exploding and so forth. So maybe we did count that out because it looks about the same. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, we did. Well, let's measure it out and see where we end up. They're all going to be equal. I will not put it up if the pillars don't have equal spacing. We'll just extend it out however much we need. So it sounds like the game sounds a little bit lacking, but oh, I wonder why. Wonder why the sound's so low now. What did I do? What did you do, Spartan? Well, let me check my audio set. It's still working on this, folks. I'm still working on this each and every day. I work on it a little bit more and try to get it a bit more dialed in. So if I hold that down, how about, there we go. That's good. The sound of the crickets. What you're going to notice, though, is when that auto turret goes off or when I fire the AK, the sound is so unbalanced in this game. I've done as much as I could to try to balance it out, but there's just some things that are naturally a lot louder than others. Three, 4, 5, 6. So we need to come down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's where the pillar would be right there. Now, I would normally do this off camera, but because it's only 3, it's not going to take us very long to get this done. It's real nice now, though, even though the sound is still not fixed completely for me. I don't have to sit there and constantly reach over to adjust the slider every time I break out the auger because it pops your eardrums compared to the other game sound. A little more balanced, but it's getting there. Give me another week or so and I should have all of that dialed in as far as the game sound goes. Now I go to other games and I play other games with the setup and it's beautiful. It's perfect. It's because everything's kind of balanced. But just this game and the certain things like the chainsaw and the auger and the AK-47 that are not very balanced. Surprisingly enough, even the auto turrets are kind of balanced. Well, yeah, the auto turrets are kind of balanced. The shotgun turrets, not so much. But but I was playing around with just a test world that I have, and I set an auto turret out, and I spawned in a bunch of zombies to let it fire just to see what it would sound like, see if I could balance it, mix it. And it's kind of funny how the auto turret was almost dead on how it should sound. Had to add a little bit of bass to it. But outside of that, volume level was in, you know, on par, in line with some of the other stuff. So it looks like right there, that's where, yeah, that's where it kicks in, where everything is good. Now this is going to be a bit of a pain right here, just because I have the grass. Logan's lawn care never showed up to cut my grass for me, so, well, and a stone. Whoops. So it wouldn't matter if we tried to add to both ends. I mean, we could add a full 3, but if we tried to split the difference, you know what I mean? If we tried to split the difference, it's an odd number that we're off by going the 5 gap in between the pillars. So I might as well just add it to the back end. It's not going to matter, folks. It's not going to matter. We're not going to go all the way. We're not going to wrap all the way around. Oh, I wonder. Oh, yeah. See, there's a large distance there between the base and the edge where the lighting platform would be located. So we'd be good there. We'll be good on that side, on the northern side. Northern side and the southern side are good. It's just the east and western side are a little bit off. I'm going to kind of get up a little closer to my microphone. Sorry about the bumpity bump right there. Yeah, the game was just so washed out and hollow before the sound, and it's nice to have a little bit of a balance and a mix and a little bass in there. You can hear a little thumpity thump when I'm placing these. You're gonna really hear it when I start upgrading with the nail gun. Maybe too much. I might have to dial back on that a little. But it's funny, you know, because if I do that, then the AK-47 is going to be off, especially the AK. I noticed out of all of the tools and weapons in the game so far, when I'm trying to mix this thing, the AK-47 is the loudest and does not have a good sound. It's a shame, you know, and I just don't know enough about it. I'm sure I could do some research, but, you know, that you could add your own sounds into the game for the AK-47. Maybe get a sampled AK-47 sound put in there. Might look into something like that. We dig into Alpha 17, and I get all of this set up. I might look into adding custom sounds to the game. I don't know what that entails, but I'm sure it's possible. I'm sure it's not that difficult of a thing to do. You just have to talk to someone about it and do some research, figure all that out. Yeah, we thought we were done with concrete work. Almost. We're almost done. Not much more now. Another 5 minutes and we will be completely finished with this concrete work. I hope. I hope. I hope. I hope. Oh yeah, we're almost at the end. Nice. Nice. That didn't take too long. Augering it out and laying the block. Only thing we have to do now is just upgrade. And we are finished. What I had hoped to accomplish today was finishing out the lighting on this side. Maybe even throwing a generator or two up on certain segments of the lighting. I'm not going to go for the pure 600 engine generators. Like I said before, we talked about it in the past. If I can just get 500, all 500 engines to get that 500 watts, we'll be good there. And maybe it'll work out so we can throw a few blue engines in there as well, because we'll have some that are slightly over 500. It'll add a bit more wattage to the generator. Saw something pretty cool yesterday called a vertical mouse. Has anyone seen that yet? That was new to me. It's supposed to be less stressful on your wrist and hand. Kind of interested in that. Probably take some time to get used to, though, you know. Wouldn't be something you would immediately take to, but the way it was explained certainly did sound a lot less stressful, less chance of carpal tunnel, and more comfortable feel to it. It described the mouse as it is as the hand having to move in an awkward position in order to hold the mouse. And yeah, that's kind of neat. Maybe you look that up, vertical mouse. See what you think about it. It says the way of the future, ladies and gentlemen. Must conform to the ways of the future. Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to have time this weekend. I want to get that base completed on the stream series, but I also want to stream a little bit of this series. And I can't do it during the morning hours this week, but I wanted to, get the floor painted, the pillars, the base, the bottom of the base painted, and go scavenge for more engines, salvage some cars, and see if we can't get 30 or 40 more engines put together. So many places on the map we have not covered. So many cities we've not been to. I have not been good about going around to all the traders. Something else we need to do. Trying to be as fast with this as I can possibly be, folks. I'm looking at this too and thinking I'm going to have to put a ramp. Even though I know the zombies will jump up, they have so far, they've not gotten stuck. I'm going to have to place a ramp around these edges, I believe. I think I will. See, whereas I will get stuck, the zombies will jump right there. They will jump right there. A little bit of damage you see is from exploding crossbow bolts, I'm sure, like all out here. But I need to paint this all a color that masks the damage a little bit. You know, it's fine if it gets very damaged, like some of the concrete that you see under here. Like that. That's fine. I want to know that that's damaged. But the little spot like right there where it's missing 100 hit points or something, that doesn't matter. I don't want to see that. So we'll just have to come up with a paint scheme that masks the majority of the damage on the ground out here, the concrete. We'll try to tackle that all at one time and on stream. I think I could probably paint the entire base, underbelly, and the floor in about an hour. If I have the paint. If I have the paint already crafted. I think I can do it in about an hour. Based on what it took me to do the stream series base, the Code Red base. Oh, there the spotlights kicking in. See them turn on? They light up a pretty large area, folks. Look at all the damage out here. This is cops exploding is what that is. Ooh, look at that one. Took a lot of damage. Yeah, we need to upgrade. Oh, those are... No. These need to be upgraded to steel. Absolutely need to be upgraded to steel. We cannot have... Those are steel already. Okay. We cannot have those taking damage and collapsing. Not with the work that we put into them. And spotlights, they aren't as easy to come by as we would like for them to be. Okay. Well, now that that's done, we have the proper spacing. Let's get this built up. 3. Change my positioning here. Well, it didn't look like I was going to place it. Come on, get it. 3 more to go. All right, last one for this side. Do you believe that? Hard to believe we've already completed a side. Owie. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Ah, concrete's already drying. Concrete is already drying. So we haven't really used much steel so far on the series. But we're going to need to have enough steel to upgrade the first 3 tiers of the pillar. I don't think I'm going to go higher than that. Seems like the cop explosions and all, they don't do much beyond that. But I just don't want a zombie on Horde Night to get caught behind one of these pillars and start beating on it. Or 2 or 3 zombies and take it out just easily. Now, the way this is set up with the spacing should hold. Should hold. Maybe only the backing falls off of it. But the lights up top actually do hold a lot of weight. They do hold a lot of weight. So here's where I need to go up front and measure. Let me just do this along the way. Boy, some of this is taking a lot of damage where we're out here. Throwing pipe bombs and cops exploding. And just kind of prepare a little bit as we go. The auto turret doing damage over here. Maybe a cop explosion or 2. Okay, so I think I'll stop it. Looks like this pillar right there. No. It's this one. It's this one. Let me make sure I space that out properly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's in line. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. Where would it fall? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, it would fall right there. I don't know why I placed those. I must have miscounted or something. Because that's right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Once I caught a fish alive. All right. Looks like that is it. And it would fall right here. If that's where we ended it. And I think that's where we're going to end it. Well, that's not right. What did I do? What did I do? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, that's it. That's it. That's it. Ooh, I got worried. I thought it was like a odd number, 11 or 12 or something like that. Or 14 or 15. So there we go. Well, that's where it'll end both ways. And 2, 3, 4, 5. I think you're going to be very surprised as to how much area this will light up, even though we're not coming all the way out with it. Just because it's going to be so much darn light. Now, we could even figure out a way to put some lighting on the base itself. facing back the other way. Or I could even attach lighting to the back side or the top side or something like that on the platform. All right, let's get our plates out. 283 plates. Don't know why in the world I had that many, but we're going to need them. We're going to need them. It's a good thing I did have that many. I'm just throwing out the junk, excess stuff that I'll not need in here. Quadruple check it before I get to placing all of them. Make sure I have the right amount. Come on. Oh, that's it. That's it. Nice. Yeah, I don't know if we'll get around to the generators today or not. I wanted to show you how I proposed to do it. Maybe you could give me some feedback on that as to how you think I should do it. I think I have a pretty good method, a pretty good idea of how we should accomplish it. Okay. Well, that's that. Well, I don't know if we'll even finish that today. That's a lot. That's a lot. Let's get to it. Let's get to it and see what we can get done. So, oh, shoot. You know what? We did this yesterday. I think it's going to prove wise to do that again. Put these on first, and then I can just place all of them from up there. I don't have to teeter on the edge and try to look around the edge to get this done. And then this one's going to be this way. Now I can jump up here and copy that rotation. We could do the catwalk also already. How many of those do we have? 34? Let's do 60 more of those. Don't need our paintbrush, so we can get that on there. And don't need that paintbrush, so we can put that there. Almost out of rebar. I'll have to go in there and check to see how much rebar we actually have left over. I don't know. I do not know. Well, let's start placing these first. I think this is the order in which we tackled the task yesterday. Try to go a little faster here, because if I goof up, it only takes 2 seconds to auger it down. And you know I like to auger. Oh, there's that rain. There's that rain. So on the stream series, I think it was Miss Ann Cunningham told me how to disable that. Or maybe it was Lunesta. Maybe it was Lunesta. Told me how to disable that thing, the rain when it hits. It's pretty beneficial when you're trying to document the game on a series like this or a stream, because look out there. See how foggy it is? You can't see anything. Now, I like it as far as when I'm playing. Makes it feel more realistic. Gets all foggy. It's hard to see with the rain. But when I'm trying to share it with you all, it makes it very hard, very difficult. But because we're working in such a close, concentrated area, it's not going to make a difference. But I think it was something like weather space rain space 0. Oh! In the console. I think that's what it was, if I'm not mistaken. For your for future reference, just in case you want to do that. Well, sprained ankle's not going to slow us down. Now, copy that rotation. This is the part that was a little bit tricky yesterday. The way I had to back up to place these. You have to get it right on the edge or it wants to bounce to the front side of the block. Tell you what, I'm going to adjust my seating here a little bit more to make this more comfortable to do. The way I'm holding the mouse, get this done. Oh, just like that. Just like that. Make sure you get it. I got to get into a zone here. Get into the auto zone again. You son of a gun, you. You're not even gonna... I'll get... Ugh. Did it again. I don't know how we got in such a good zone yesterday. We were in a good place, ladies and gentlemen, a good place, and I can't find that happy place again today. All right, I don't want to fall off the edge here and break my leg even more than it's already broken. Sprained the other ankle, you know. Okay, well, that's done. Let's copy that rotation. Get this side on. This is a short side. We may extend it. No, it wouldn't be any need. I was going to say we may extend a little bit more, but I don't think there's going to be a need for that. You'll see. You'll see when we get it all lit up. I am sure with the amount of... Now, what did I do here? Did I skip too many spaces? 2, 3, 4, 5. Wait a minute. Why did that block fall off? I swear there was a block there on the concrete. Let's come back this way with it. Whoops. Did you see that? Is it going to do it again? Well, that's really odd. Did you just witness what happened? So there was a block on a plate on the block. Well, the plate fell off the block. What? How did that happen? How is that possible? I've never seen that happen before. Wasn't even a tremendous amount of weight on it, but I guess it was because that one block was holding all of it. Oh, there it goes again. What am I missing here, folks? What am I doing differently? Let me jump down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, we knew it couldn't come easy, folks. It couldn't come easy. I tell you what I'm going to do. Sounds like a salesman. I tell you what I'm going to do for you right here, folks. Let me tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to go grab some steel. We need some more forged iron anyway. I need to get my leg healed up. I'm going to make those things steel. It's not going to matter. It's painted anyway. It's the last little bit of what we have to do over there. And if it's just not wanting to hold the weight. Yeah, we haven't killed a zombie yet today. Let's get started with Mr. Businessman. I'm sure we're yet to see our wandering horde for the day. I'm sure we'll see one of those. I guess I'll just turn it into steel and see if that will hold. The pillar and the block up top, not the plate. The plate, we're going to have to upgrade it to reinforced, and we'll let all of our forges run out of fuel too. That's probably not good. Let's take just a moment. To do that, to fuel those back up, or at least get some logs going. We're almost out of fuel, folks. Means I'm going to have to go over and cut down our tree farm pretty darn soon. Let's make more rebar. 1,000 should be good. I'll take a little bit of steel out. A little bit of forged iron. We're almost out of that. And get fuel in here going. More cement. Same thing there and the same thing here. Well, I was sure that we put that in there earlier and it added time to the burn. I guess it didn't. My bad. I may have misled you there. Not like I have not misled you before. Yeah, we're gonna put those in there. Let's just put a whole stack. Let's put a whole stack in there. And wet concrete plates. And we'll add to those. We're going through those like hotcakes. And we're also gonna need more of these rebar frame pillars, but we won't worry about that now. Let me walk on out here and just see if this fixes our problem. I want to believe that it's because how about this? How about this? Let's get our lights in place first. All right, they hold weight. Look at this. If you didn't know, I showed you before. Look at the stats here. Okay, so they're absolutely going to hold weight. I know I probably should paint before doing this, but we're not going to. I just hope we're not running into some weird issue like I did with the frames collapsing. Oh, and I went in there and didn't fix my leg. Folks, I tell you what. It's like we do this in a certain sequence. We do certain steps first. The one thing I didn't do is upgrade the catwalk, which I don't think is going to make a difference. This one holds up just fine. But the whole fact that I have dual areas being held up, I think the other side worked. The other side worked with no issue. It's kind of a weird thing to come across this stage in the game. You know, 150 days deep and we'll try it one more time the old-fashioned way, and if that doesn't work, I will upgrade that pillar to steel. This is going to kind of be a pain. I'm going to be bumpity bump up and down trying to place these things, but they will hold weight. I'm going to just put one here so I can jump on it. Oh my goodness. Don't you do that. Don't you fall off of there. Don't you put that on me. All right, here we go. So, you know, though, it's not, it may not count. Look at the white square. It may not count as being attached to the spotlights. I don't know how that works because the block that it's supposed to be attached to or that it consists of is facing the other way. You know what I mean? The white part of it where the block would exist. Were it a full block? All right, here's the moment of truth, folks. What's it gonna do? What's it gonna be, block? It's gonna be just fine. It's every little thing's gonna be all right. There's your song for the day. Sing and don't worry about a thing. Except for falling off the platform and breaking my leg. Well, if that's how we have to do it, then that's just how we have to do it. Not a big deal at all. Whoa, whoa, whoa. It's bouncing me all over the place there. Did you see that? Boing, a boing, a boing. Like the Easter Bunny. If it falls again, then the reinforced concrete over there, I have it attached to. See, what I was looking at was that the reinforced concrete, the block up top, I have it attached on two sides, right? And extended out from two sides, which is kind of weird that this side fell and the other side didn't. Maybe it was just some weird glitch there. Maybe it's just some weird glitch. We'll chalk it up to a weird glitch. Maybe you all can tell me what was going on over there. But I think extending off of that block two different ways, the face two different ways, which I thought you could do, may not be a thing here in 16. I don't know. But you saw it. You saw it happen twice. That's why I like to support everything, quadruple support. Some of you joke at me about supporting everything the way I do. There's a reason for it. A good reason for it, folks. Zombie comes along, takes out a pillar. If you don't have it supported well in Alpha 16, say bye-bye base. Bye-bye base. Don't you slide off of that light. I'm trying to slide off that thing. You silly sucker. There we go. Now, let's boing, boing, boing. I tell you what, instead of boing, boinging, let's do this number right here. Let's go ahead and get these upgraded. Well, that kind of makes your brain jiggle. If you're wearing headphones. Oh, well, that's okay. I need to fix my leg anyway. The last two when we ran out. That was a full stack of 500 forged iron to get to that point. But we need to make some more of that stuff. That wonderful stuff. Wonderful silver stuff. Only have one splint left, folks. One left. Forged iron. Let's go ahead and just make 1,000. And every time I say that, I want to go. And Cunningham. I want to get in the fire. I want to get some of that tasty meat stew and some goldenrod tea. Well, it's kind of an extended episode today. I apologize if you're used to the... Oh, we have 10 lights left. If you're used to the old standard 35 to 45 minutes, because... we may have been able to cut off a few minutes there had that... had we not had that issue with the thing collapsing. Falling off and breaking my leg and... Tell you what, let's take these off, put those on, and also change that to black. Black into the black. All right. And might as well paint those since that's the only thing black. Make my way over there. We're going to have to paint these behind these lights black as well. We'll do all the blue at one time. Happy little brush strokes, ladies and gentlemen. You just have to hang in there with me. Hey, you wanted longer episodes, right? Well, here it is. This is what adds length to an episode. It's funny, too. I was just thinking about this last night. I say, you know what, there's one particular individual I can think of specifically. Won't name any names, but I've had several or more than several, say, hey, Grand Spartan, why don't you document the building of a big giant base or a castle or something? I'm like, well, you're looking at a couple 100 hours to do that. You're going to sit, I'd sit through that. I watched the whole thing. Well, here we are, folks. 150 hours deep on this base and right around 200 hours on the Stream Series bases. Those people are gone. They left. Like, this is boring watching you build these big bases. Yet they were the ones clamoring for me to document. And I tried to tell them, I was like, look, if I build a base, you're talking hundreds of hours to build one of those big, massive bases and document it all. But I decided for this series, we were going to do it that way. We're going to build one really nice base, big base, unique from anything you've ever seen before. And we try to cover every aspect we could, from the painting to the traps. Now, I haven't been able to cover as much on here as far as the traps go as I have on the Stream Series. On the Stream Series, boy, we've covered, or we're going to cover, pretty much all the different types of traps. We're working on a base right now that's going to have enough dart traps to... we're going to run out of plates. Let's make more plates. We're going to have enough dart traps to, I don't know, destroy the world. Feels that way. But we're just testing it out, testing it to see if it'll work. Supplement some of the shotgun turrets and auto turrets because those things are just so darn expensive to keep up and going. Now, the base will have a lot of auto turrets and shotgun turrets, but, for the most part, their last line of defense or plan B, just in case of emergency. I'm going to have have some down in the pit in case some of the zombies fall in there. But I was just thinking about that last night. Some of the folks, this one gentleman in particular that was telling me a while back he'd sit there and watch every moment of me building a big castle. I'm like, I know what's going to want to watch that. Hundreds and hundreds of hours working on the same base. And I appreciate each and every one of you that have. And I've tried to make this as interesting as possible as we've gone along. But just imagine if I were just to do some bland castle build that really wasn't even functional. Maybe we made it functional. Let's say we made it functional. And then fell off and broke our leg like that again. Still would not be a very interesting thing to see. Very select audience for something like a castle. And the few of you I've actually held on to for this whole series, and I thank you, bottom of my heart, hanging in here, watching this. Yeah, I think I would have lost you had we been working on something like a castle. Castle looks cool. It's cool for me to build for fun, off camera, and then show you what I've come up with. But as far as building something like that on, you're talking 200-300 hours. I think is what it took me to build Alpha 15 castles, about 200 hours or so, if I recall correctly. May have been more than that. I don't know. I was working on different projects and kind of splitting it up, doing a little bit here, a little bit there. But either way, that's kind of boring thing to watch. And I didn't do it all in, like a week's time or something. I split that up over the course of a couple months. But you can see now, you see this base. And not only, okay, so when you look at this base, you think about the size of it. That's a lot of concrete, and a little bit of steel. But you think about the lead we had to mine in order to make all of the bulletproof glass that goes around that base. And that's what's most impressive about it. The lead we've had to mine and the coal and the nitrate for the shotgun turrets. All the engines it requires to power the lighting. Because I haven't counted it, but I'm imagining there's at least a couple hundred lights up in there too. That's a lot, folks. That's a lot of, by day 150, to have by day 150. And you could say, well, your loot settings are higher than the default setting. But loot's really only going to get you so far early game, folks. That's going to get you past the early game and get you to the point to where you can start building a base. Is the way I see it. Either way, I'm going to get that loot. I'm going to survive. I've played this game long enough now. We could turn the loot down to 25% or off. Just turn it off. I'm going to survive. I'll adapt, you know. That's what you do when you play a game for so long, is you adapt. But that just, I hear a wandering horde. That helps to get you past the early stages a little easier. Let's move on down here. I see we've attracted a little bit of attention. Let's let them pass on by. They're actually going to go by the auto turret. I was kind of curious as to how was going to sound close up with the new audio setting I adjusted this morning. Might be a little bit too much bass. A little bit too much bass. All about that bass. About that bass. No zombies. But this is a good example. I just had a comment this morning on my channel about the digit trimmer. And oh, you just cheater. Day 174. It was the only project I worked on. It was not even a quarter the size of this base. Not even a quarter. Maybe an eighth of the size of this base. And it was the only thing I worked on the entire duration. Outside of the community base, of course, I had others helping farm up resources and things like that. But you know, it was the only project that I really worked on my own. And yeah, absolutely. If you don't have that by day 174 or you know, even 150 where we're at now, then you wasted a lot of time. And I know where a lot of time gets wasted. Either you go AFK for a little while and leave the game running, you're just hanging out in your base waiting for night to pass instead of being productive, or you're simply going out and looting places that you don't need to loot. There are a lot of places in this game that can trick you into believing that, oh, I need to go in there and scavenge and loot. I mean, yeah, that's for some people and that's fine, but then don't go to someone who's played the game for 4, 5, 6, 8,000 hours and say, oh, you're cheating all that stuff in. There's no way you can have it by that period, that point in the game, because they know how to work at maximum efficiency within the limits of the game, and they're not wasting their time going and looting the apartment complex or something like that. Sure, early game, first couple weeks in the game, you got to loot everything. You need a little bit of food. Once you get that first forge going, you can make glass to get jars. You're done. You're done like searching for water at that point. And then food. Once you get a little bit of corn or potatoes, which is easier than it's ever been, folks, you go to the trader and buy that stuff now. If you can't find it anywhere else, you just plant it. Plant it, and boom. And then I showed you a little trick about fertilizer, how to get that for free without having to wait. Just go dig it up in the burnt biome. I apologize. I forgot who it was that gave us that trick early on in the stream series. But it works beautifully. Little things like that to maximize your efficiency and your time spent in the game. Otherwise, you're wasting precious time. Can't be running all around scavenging places that are pointless. Only things early game that are worth scavenging: the bookstore, number one, the bookstore. Hardware store. I don't mess with guns. That's another waste of time, I think. You're wasting your time early game. The only reason I want guns early game, and as you saw in the first of the stream series, was for money at the trader. They sell pretty well early game at the trader for you to buy an auger. Another focus of the game is to get an auger. And I don't know why we're talking about this stuff today. We're so deep into the series now. But I had some comments on the channel recently, kind of sparked my, whatever. Just made me want to talk about it a little bit and kind of explain. But if you've been here the whole time, you're not new to the channel, then you've you've seen step by step in the stream series and here how I got to where I got in the time that I got here. Wasn't magic, folks. Wasn't magic. A lot of grinding. A lot of grinding. I've tried to space out the grinding part as much as I could on this series, knowing that we were going to be building so much. We needed so many resources. Tried to do the best job I could, spacing all of that out for you. So you didn't have to suffer through, 6 hours straight of mining, or try to do a little bit, 30, 45 minutes here, 30, 45 minutes there. Utilize, the most of what I could. All right, so granite. There's still a zombie somewhere down here. Oh, you know what? That's not as important as this is going to be. See if I can back up and get level here and straight. Yeah, nice. Getting a little zone with this one. This will go by quickly. Well, we're at 51, almost 52 minutes today. But we accomplished a lot. We really did. We were able to finish out this side of the lighting. We're going to step down here in just a moment, take a look at it, see what it looks like, see if it's up to standard. Up to the Spartan standard. And we should be nearing the end. That's just one more thing to add length to the game and how long it takes to do something now. Painting. You have to paint everything. That adds another goodness. I don't even know how long. Adds a lot of length to the game having to get everything painted the way you want to get it painted. Should have been painting that side. Oh, shoot. Oh, that worked out. Stepped on the catwalk. The catwalk. Oh, Mr. Businessman. A little something for you. Well, leg's already broken. No need to worry about it now. And we did have some rebar right here, though. Just wanted to get this thing, painted up and get it looking kind of the way we want it to look. Oh, you know what else we didn't do? Let me build my way up here. I wanted to put this like that. And I guess we're going to paint the entire outside blue. Inside black. Show you what I meant by capping it off on the end. That's actually going to be granite. That's attached to the granite there. Well, that was a great jump there, Spartan. Sure are skilled with your parkour and stuff. I wonder how we could cap off the end of the catwalk. You know what I mean? We'll have to think of a way to cap off the end of the catwalk. I'm not going to take time to do that now because we're almost an hour deep and I got to get this episode uploading or I'm never going to get it published today. Tell you what, we'll come back and touch up all of the finer points later. Let me just get the big bulk of this painted real quick so we get to appreciate it. At least mostly painted. We'll come back and touch up the little edges and get the blue painted on the bottom and all of that stuff in another episode. Yeah, I'm glad we didn't decide to go with 3. I think 3 would have been just overkill in the way it looked and the amount of lighting. I think it would have been a bit too much to have gone with a 3 tier instead of the 2 tier. It worked out well. And it's going to take half the time. Well, a third of the time. Doing it this way. Okay, that's good enough. That's good enough for now. I'm satisfied. We'll come back and finish that other stuff up later. Well, let me take this little bit of rebar down on the back here, on the back side. No, it's attached to the plates. It's like, don't you waste me. Well, that's what it looks like, folks. We'll get that end extended down to right there and have that little wraparound. And we might even go a little bit further down on that end than we do on this end. It won't matter. It won't matter. You're never going to be looking at both at the same time. You know what I mean? But that's what it looks like. We go out here on the catwalk. Still don't know if I'm sold on this being granite color. Might need to be blue or black or something. But that's a lot of lights, folks. That's a lot of lights. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I thank you for watching today. I hope you enjoyed it. Tune back in tomorrow. We're going to most likely either be mining or scavenging for more engines. Going around finding, exploring, doing some exploration, finding a new city. I know there's a new city somewhere around here lurking. Somewhere in the fog of war just waiting with hundreds of cars for us to tear apart. But you have yourselves a good day, good evening, and I will see you all tomorrow.